not to listen to their complaints and the MATUSI. There's no industry that is perfect. I think that was an overkill, probably for clout chasing. Eric is known for that. Once the gospel industry gets it right, the country gets the right moral foundation and the right moral bearing. That is a point.
Of this memorial just come out. How has the memorial been so far? What was your experience just seeing all these gospel musicians come together?
Amazing to see the big crowds. I think every musician is here, and that shows that the music industry is getting united, and also that Elagosa was a very good man. I think to see all these people from different parts of the country celebrating his life, the unity that he has brought together, bringing musicians together in his death, I think is a sign that he was a good man. As Music Corporate Society of Kenya is our member, a very decent man, very good man, respectable. He never raised his voice. And decency, he followed procedures whenever there was an issue to be raised. And we have lost a great musician. It's a painful loss because he has gone at a very young age when his star was just beginning to rise. But ya Mungu ni hayo, hatuwezi kuyapinga. Tunasema Mungu amlaze mahali pema peponi, atie familia yake nguvu na awapatie wanamuziki wote ambao walimpenda awapatie faraja.
Could we get a comment on the latest video that we saw about Eric Omondi saying that the gospel industry is dead? You know, gospel musicians need to come back to God. They're no longer singing for money. They're no longer singing for God. They're singing for money. It is actually contrary to what is happening here, because you've mentioned all the gospel artists are here to support one another. There's no that kind of division. You've interacted with the gospel industry. What would be your comment concerning that video?
I think we are very amazing musicians, including gospel artists. Ruben Kigame has been consistent. And I don't think we have seen the kind of things that Eric Omondi is talking about in his video from people like Ruben Kigame. I think we are not short of straightforward musicians, including gospel musicians, who have been consistent and true to their calling. Ruben Kigame is one of them. He's here. We've seen Sarah Kay. She's here. And there are many others, the Kasangas and so on. I think while there's no one who is perfect and there's no industry, including comedy where Eric is, there's no industry that is perfect. I think that was an overkill, probably for clout chasing. Eric is known for that. I don't think we need to generalize. If there are people who have fallen, I think we need to approach them and talk to them. But I think people also have a choice. You can sing gospel, you can sing secular. I agree with him that once the gospel industry gets it right, the country gets the right moral foundation and the right moral bearing. That is a point. But I don't think we can generalize and say there are no gospel musicians anymore. There are many. Even the ones he was mentioning, like Namase Masika. There are many. Look at the people who are here. What would you say about them? He himself is not perfect. And I do not think we can build the industry by lashing out at people or by condemning one another. We appreciate what Eric has done himself. He should also celebrate others and appreciate them. Where they make mistakes, there are better ways of correcting them. And I think, in my view, we need to embrace one another. If this industry is going to grow, there must be unity, there must be respect, there must be decorum. We must learn to embrace each other, defend our rights as musicians, and ensure that we stand together. I think this is what Elagosa is teaching us. It's what he taught us in his life. It's what he's teaching us in his death. And I think that's what we need to emulate. We don't need to have side shows or clout chasing on serious matters like this. The industry is facing a lot of challenges. And I think the problem is not whether gospel musicians have fallen and they're singing secular or not. I think the problem is there is piracy that is killing the industry. I think musicians are not getting their money from Skiza tunes and from other platforms. I think because of digital platforms, there is a lot of piracy, including international. We are here to sort out those issues, and I think we need to focus on them and ensure that we sort out the challenges that musicians are complaining about.
Amazing. Asante sana, Daktari.
Asante. Mheshimiwa is here. He spoke very strongly.
Who had a bright future. As his friend, I would like just to say a few things. Daktari has talked about piracy. Now, as somebody or a Kenyan citizen and a politician who is working with the current government. I think we have our minister and who is a very good friend of mine. The new government is going to sort out issues of piracy, and the music industry is going to grow. Because all those challenges that our musicians are going through, our artists are going through, the biggest problem is piracy. So that one, I'm sure, is going to be dealt with. And as a good friend of the current government, I promise you today that the issue of piracy is going to be dealt with. Thank you very much.
And we want to assure musicians that there are brighter days ahead.
Yes.
I think we don't resolve issues by complaining and whining. Yeah. If you look at the other sectors, they are uniting. They are forming circles. They are looking for where there is money. They are appropriating the Hustlers Fund. I think what musicians need to do right now is to unite. I joined the CMOs recently, and there are 3 of them. Of course, I'm the big guy there, so all the missiles are directed at me. But I'm the newest, and I'm here to resolve their problems. I have flown, not even driven. I did not come to get rich at MCSK. I have been in public life for over 25 years, and I've served in the UN and so many other places. And I think it is dishonorable for people to take pleasure in whining and mourning. Tell me which industry grows like that. There's no dignity in complaining through and through. There's dignity in coming up with a strategy. I joined this industry. I'm not a musician. I joined because I have a call to serve and unite them. And it's only by uniting musicians the way Lagosa has united us that we can grow. So I want to encourage musicians to know there are brighter days ahead. Rome was not built in a day. Dr. Ezekiel Mutua is here to resolve issues. I know musicians are gifted, they are talented. I'll tell you where the problem is. While they are so talented, and Papa Tomaso is here, they do not know the business of music. They know how to do music. And I want to encourage them to know that I'm here, not as a musician. I'm here because I'm a technocrat, I am a CEO, I've gone to school, and I agree to join this, not to listen to their complaints and the MATUSI, but to help them unite and to get the government to craft the right policies, to get the organization, the corporates that are using music, to ensure that anyone using our music pays for it. So if we start now getting divided or allowing small issues to come in, I think the growth will be much slower. So what I am calling upon them to do, let us unite. Musicians, let us unite. Let us speak with one voice. That's how Nollywood grew. That's how musicians in Nigeria, in South Africa, in other countries are growing. In Tanzania. If we keep complaining, I am telling you the growth will be slower, and even the government will give up on us. Governments, organizations, even the World Bank, donor organizations, they listen to organizations that are united. They listen to organizations that have a strategy, that can approach donors and set their policies, and then they are supported. This is what I'm here to do. So let us not expect too much. There are no miracles. It will take time, but we are going to fight piracy like Mheshimiwa said. We are going to ensure that there are policies that will promote the business of music. We are going to ensure that CMOs are supported and they are structured and they are going to become profitable. Our musicians will become rich. I give them that promise. During my lifetime and during my term as CEO of MCSK, musicians will get their dues. They need to be patient. I appeal to them. I've heard them. I appeal to them to be patient because there are policies. The government is new. You can't do much in changing policy until you get the ministry, the PS, the CS, and you talk to them. Then you go to the committee of parliament, in parliament, and ensure you change the policies. You bring in new laws. It will take time, but I'm up to the challenge, and I assure them there are brighter days ahead.
Amazing. Asante
yes.
sana.
Asante sana.